Okay, I'm really excited about this video. Do you guys remember the Splash Mountain wrap? Is your camera roll filled with pictures of the Galaxy's Edge soda bottles? Disney's created some pretty beloved and hilarious marketing campaigns, and we're going through some of the best today on DFB Guide. Hey everybody, it's AJ for Disney Food Blog. Now, Disney is a marketing machine. You guys know this. We all spend all of our money at Disney World and Disneyland. And over the years, they've produced some brilliant campaigns and some downright bizarre campaigns. We're taking a look at the weirdest, the most ingenious, and the downright best Disney advertising campaigns today. So stick with us. We've got some emotionally manipulative campaigns. We've got some that you will definitely remember from when you were kids, and we've got some that are just straight up crazy. So let's take a look. First up, the brilliant product placement. Disney's always had corporate sponsors. Ziploc is responsible for those bags at Splash Mountain that will keep your phone from getting wet, and Cutie's Clementines can be found all over the parks. And even It's a Small World was originally sponsored by Pepsi. A lot of you guys don't know that. Galaxy's Edge Coke bottles, though. Coca-Cola is the beverage of choice at Disney parks. As you know, you won't find Pepsi anywhere right now, even though you used to be able to find it everywhere. And even in a galaxy far, far away, it seems that they're drinking soda pop. So everything in Galaxy's Edge is themed right down to the Coke bottles, which are designed to look like thermal detonators and feature the Star Wars language of Arabesh. These were, and still are, crazy popular, with people buying them literally just for the photo. I can remember when these first came out, when Disney first mentioned they were going to do these, they took over the entire Disney. Everybody was talking about them. It was a huge, huge deal. And then when all of us finally got to Galaxy's Edge, that was the first thing that we targeted finding were those Coke bottles and the Sprite bottle and the Smart Water bottle, because everybody had to have one of those. Everybody had to have the picture. They were awesome. So anyway, they're super crazy popular. They still are crazy popular. And for a moment, if you guys even remember this, they were even banned by the TSA because they were meant to resemble an explosive device. And so you couldn't actually bring them on airplanes. And that, of course, only upped the demand for them. Now, that decision was reversed. The TSA did say you could bring them on the airplane. But remember, since the bottle contains more than 3.4 ounces of liquid, you either have to empty it before you get on the plane or check it. To keep the saga going, and in straight 2020 fashion, these exclusive Coke bottles were found in, of all places, a grocery store in Alabama this past April. And my friend Carly Wiesel has all the details on that story over on her podcast. So if you haven't already listened to that, it's an interesting one. Okay, moving on to the Frito Kid. This is one of my favorite advertising campaigns. I love that they did this. I wish they still had it. When Disneyland first opened, there was a Tex-Mex restaurant called Casa de Frito. Now, this is now, of course, Rancho del Zocalo. And that's where each meal was served with Fritos. There was even an elaborate vending machine that featured Frito Kid, who would send a bag of Fritos up from the mines on a little conveyor belt when you pressed a button. So Casa de Fritos is also where Doritos were invented, at least allegedly. And the sales rep from the restaurant's tortilla supplier suggested the cook make chips out of stale tortillas, and the idea took off. This was taken up by Frito-Lay and sold across the country. All right, this is one of my favorite advertising. I love Frito Kid, but this next one is one that I have actual personal experience with, and that is the Cranberry Bog in Epcot. Who remembers the Cranberry Bog in Epcot? Raise your hand. Disney struck a deal with Ocean Spray, which mainly involved craisins, but if you remember, also involved a real-life cranberry bog in Epcot during the Epcot Food and Wine Festival. This was a literal cranberry bog that sat right in front of the Fountain of Nations, kind of right between Future World and World Showcase, and it would have Ocean Spray reps waiting around and ready to answer all of your bog-related questions. And a lot of these Ocean Spray reps were actual cranberry farmers that came down to Disney World for a little while during the festival to answer questions about cranberry farming. Now, one of the media events we were invited to get inside the bog, we got to put on Ocean Spray waders and get in the bog, and it was like a cocktail party in the cranberry bog, which is insane. Like there were waiters walking around in the cranberry bog with drinks and cranberry craisin themed snacks and stuff. It was the most fun night. It was just a blast. And so I'm really sad that it has not returned in several years. They had the cranberry bog for a couple of years, but then it was gone. And of course, I think Disney's still partnering with craisins because you still see craisins on the menu places, but apparently not quite so much that they get a whole cranberry bog anymore. But I wish it would return. Disney, if you're listening, bring the cranberry bog back. And let's talk about the Nash Rambler in 1955. Back in 55, Mickey was selling cars, or at least starring in a commercial for the Nash Rambler. Not only did this commercial feature a wild modernist animation style, Mickey straight up was promoting a car, but Mickey and Minnie, this is the crazy part, have little mice kids that are riding in the back seat in this commercial. So where'd those kids go? Are they still in the back seat? We don't know. Mickey and Minnie don't have little mice kids anymore. They don't have any children. And I don't think they were like nephews or nieces, which we've seen since then. I think they were kids, but anyway, you guys can go check it out. All right, the next set of advertising campaigns we want to talk about are the straight up emotional manipulation advertising campaigns. If there's one thing Disney's great at, it is playing with our emotions. They are the master storytellers who have created so many of the films we've all grown up with. But when they turn that skill to marketing, you end up with some pretty successful campaigns. So let's talk about this Main Street Electrical Parade returning campaign. On its own, the Main Street Electrical Parade returning to Disneyland was a big deal. The original parade debuted in '72 at Disneyland and ran until '96. And it was something almost every Disneylander had grown up with, and its return in 2017 meant a whole new generation could experience the parade, but it was only around for 7 months, so you needed to get there quickly. The parade returned once again for an even shorter 2-month run in 2019, which was its last run so far. But the ad was definitely a tearjerker, because you can actually hear that Tomorrowland. Oh, it was amazing. I don't know. I love it. All right, next one we want to talk about is that Little Man of Disneyland. Okay, some of you know about this. We did mention it in one of our Disneyland videos. The Little Man of Disneyland is a leprechaun from the Little Golden Book series published by Disney in 1955. His name is Patrick Bagora. They have pins from the Little Man of Disneyland. I have one. But anyway, the story goes that Patrick lived in the orange groves that were on the spot where Disneyland now stands. And when Mickey, Donald, Goofy, and Pluto show up to start building Disneyland, they meet Patrick, who obviously wanted to know why they were tearing up his home. So they take him back to Disney Studios and show him all the plans and blueprints for Disneyland, and he agrees to let them build Disneyland in exchange for a new home in the park. So basically, Disney used a Little Golden Book and a cute story to convince everyone that Disney should totally rip out a bunch of orange groves in Anaheim to build a money-making empire. And let's talk about the vault. Who else had a super big collection of Disney VHS or DVDs because you had to buy them before they went back in the Disney vault, right? This was an amazing marketing strategy, and it started all the way back with the theatrical re-release of Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs in 1944. Now, Disney would re-release their films every 10 years for a short period of time before locking them back in the vault. If you wanted your own copy, you had to buy it while it was out or miss out. Things changed in 2019 with the launch of Disney Plus, which basically gives you constant access to the entire Disney vault. But Disney hasn't totally put this marketing campaign to rest yet. They still own the rights to the Fox Film Library, which can still be periodically released and pulled back. All right, time to talk about one of our team's all-time favorite Disney ads. This is bizarre ride promos, everybody. The Splash Mountain Rap. There's truly not much you can say about this one. It really exists in a whole other realm of absolute wow. Basically, a group of teens, a la Paul Rudd playing a hip teen at age 51, dream that they're the first to ride Splash Mountain with great 80s fashion and choreographed dance routines. Now, Michael Eisner, Disney CEO at the time, was really trying to appeal to the teen market here. And really, we just love this one. Also, the Darth Vader Goes to Disneyland bizarre ad campaign. To promote the opening of Star Tours The Adventures Continue in Disneyland, Disney sent Darth Vader to be one of the first to ride, but like those kids trying to get on Splash Mountain, the ride wasn't open yet. So instead of having a weird fever dream, Darth decides to ride the teacup Space Mountain, get some popcorn, and finally use the Force to get on the ride anyway. Cute, silly, and not what you normally mean when you say I saw Darth Vader in a Disney park. All right, time to move on to outrageous Disney publicity stunts. I love this next one, and if you don't know about it, you absolutely should. We've done a Disney Food Blog post about it, but it is the cutest. This is Winnie the Pooh running for president. Now, this is a wild publicity stunt to promote Disneyland. It happened in 1972 and 1976. Yeah, Winnie the Pooh ran for president twice before calling off his presidential bid. On October 21st, 1972, Disneyland began their Winnie the Pooh for President event with Pooh going up against Richard Nixon for a seat in the Oval Office. The event ran for 3 days and featured entertainment including a stage show with Winnie the Pooh and friends and a ticker tape parade down Main Street. Now, Pooh ran a campaign that promised to lick the high price of ice cream cones and put honey in every pot. Sounds like enough for me. It was one of Disney's first attempts to stretch the brand in terms of wonky events. And of course, we got to talk about the Disney side publicity stunts of a 2015 Disney. These were very interesting. This was, of course, when social media was becoming king, YouTube was becoming king, and YouTube stars were a super big deal. So here are a few of the things that we saw in 2015 for that Disney side publicity campaign. A bunch of YouTube celebrities and internet personalities were invited to the parks, and that even included Grumpy Cat, if you guys remember Grumpy Cat. And if you wonder how a cat would enjoy going to Disneyland for the day, you can see right here. Now, you can also remember when real live pirates took over Central Park to confuse tourists and locals alike with no clear or direct brand promotion. Okay. Disney characters surprised shoppers at a mall on Long Island in a YouTube short that starts out like a bank heist, and characters would mimic passerbys' movements behind a screen and then pop out for a big reveal. And if you're more of a dog person, Disney invited 101 dogs to Magic Kingdom for Dogs Day. Big or small, these stunts got people talking and got Disney in front of people in very new and very different ways, so props. All right, now there are also those ad campaigns that are so subtle and so ingrained into our culture right now that you don't even realize you're being marketed to anymore. This is where the real brilliance comes in. You know how I said Disney's a marketing machine? Yeah, they're marketing to you and you don't even realize it anymore. So remember when every sitcom family went to Disney World in the 90s? Yeah, every ABC sitcom family goes to Disney. It doesn't even strike us as a promo anymore because it's basically an episode-long commercial for the parks. You're seeing characters you love and have formed a connection with. They're doing funny, crazy, wacky stunts in Disney World. They're having such a great time. And you too could have a great time with your family in Disney World. It's a part of the show that you can actually take part in, or maybe you've even been where they are now. It strikes some nostalgia and helps you feel even more connected to the show. This one got me in the 90s when Blossom and her family went to Disney World. I brought up to my parents, hey guys, we haven't been to Disney World since I was little. We should go back. And that was the start of where I am right now. So if you don't like this video and if you don't like Disney Food Blog, you gotta blame Mayim Bialik and the whole Blossom team. And also remember this, you know how the Super Bowl winner always goes to Disney World? Yeah, it's just expected, right? It just happens. But it is 100% a promo. After the big game, a reporter always asks, you just won the Super Bowl, what are you going to do next? And it's always followed by, I'm going to Disney World. And they do. They literally get on a plane and they go to Disney World the next day, and there's a big parade on Main Street, USA. Now, this tradition first started in 1987, and some of the team does indeed go to Disney World the very next day and take part in that parade. It's crazy, and we just expect that it happens. That's just in our lexicon that, what are you going to do next? I'm going to Disney World. We don't even think about it as a commercial, but it's a giant commercial. And of course, the Disney Christmas Day Parade. This Christmas Day tradition has been going on since 1983, and until the early 1990s, it was even shown live in the Disney parks. Now it's filmed around the beginning of November, and the yearly special features the Disneyland Christmas Parade, musical performances too, and a whole bunch of celebrities, and has become an essential part of many families' Christmas Day celebrations. Will it happen this year? Well, Disney hasn't made any kind of official statement beyond the cancellation of many traditional Christmas events in the parks. There still will be in-park celebrations, so we expect Disney will find some way of hosting their annual Christmas Day program, but like everything else in 2020, it may be a bit different. And then, one of my favorite Disney marketing campaigns, the Get Free Stuff campaign, the year of a million dreams. This campaign to visit the Disney parks was all about the chance to win free stuff, to come to the place where once upon a time happens once a day. Disney was literally giving out prizes every single day in 2007 to equal 1 million dreams or prizes. It was so popular and well received that they continued it into 2008 with 1 million more dreams to fulfill. You could win a stay in the Disneyland Dream Suite, now home to 21 Royal, or Cinderella Castle, Adventures by Disney Vacations, a trip on Disney Cruise Line, along with smaller prizes like a Golden Fast Pass, that was awesome, or private meet and greet with characters. And all you had to do was be in the parks where the Dream Team squad, which would have been an awesome job. If any of you were on the Dream Team squad, let me know, because I bet that was super cool. These people were just randomly walking around picking winners to receive prizes every single day. Most people would get pins or taken to the front of the line for a ride, but a few lucky people won big and got to stay inside Cinderella Castle. Okay, be honest, did you already send the Splash Mountain rap video to about 5 people? Some of these marketing campaigns are truly outrageous and others are just so ingenious it flies right past our "this is a commercial" radar. Which Disney ads have been your favorites over the years? Did you win something during the Year of Million Dreams? Let us know in the comments.